My name is Kaoru Takara. I'm the Dean of the Graduate School of Advanced Integrated Studies in Human Survivability, Kyoto University. I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to say a few words at the opening of the International Symposium. Every year, Shisyu-kan is a kind of nickname of our graduate school, organizes 1 day or 2 day symposium, international symposium. This year's symposium is the 9th. 2 years ago and last year, the symposium themes were related to SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. This year, we selected Anthropocene. I appreciate very much the keynote speaker, Professor Benjamin Bratton, who is from the University of California, San Diego, USA. So the time difference is 17 hours. So I guess in California, it's nighttime. But even in the nighttime, thank you very much for your kind participation in this symposium as a keynote speaker. We are very much appreciate your participation. I also appreciate other participants, especially in panel discussions, panelists, Dr. Tatsuhiko Inatani, Ms. Ai Hasegawa, Mr. Kazuya Kawasaki, and Mr. Soma Suzuki, who will be in the second part of today's International Symposium as a panel discussion panelist. I hope your fruitful discussions among you, as well as between you and our colleagues and participants in this International Symposium. I also appreciate the co-organizers, Wired Japan, Phoenix Sea, and the Startup Labo. This is one of the company. And I also appreciate the organizers, Professor Shinohara and Professor Takashima, who have been elaborated to organize this symposium. So the details of the keynote speakers will be introduced by himself, and I think, and I hope you enjoy today's International Symposium, which is composed of 3 parts. 1 part in the morning and 2 parts in the afternoon. And the second part will be done in Japanese language. Anyway, thank you very much for your participation in this symposium. So I'd like to give my microphone, but actually I don't have microphone, to Professor Shinohara for your introduction of this International Symposium. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for Dr. Takara for the opening talk. So as Takara-san mentioned, this International Symposium, the Habitability in the Post-Anthropocene, hosted by Kyoto University. And just Kyoto University's Graduate School of Advanced Integrated Studies in Human Survivability. And me, my name is Michiaki Matsushima from Wired Japan. I'm an editor-in-chief of Wired Japan, and we are so honored to co-host about this event. So in this first part, Dr. Masatake Shinohara, Associated Professor at Kyoto University, and then also an organizer of this symposium, will provide a briefing about part 1, and then followed by the keynote presentation from Dr. Benjamin Bratton for about 1 hour. And after the keynote, then after 5 minutes break, we will have a discussion about this presentation with Shinohara-san and even the panelists of the part 2, which will be held in this afternoon. So please feel free to post your questions in this Zoom webinar's chat area, but also please understand that we may not have enough time to reply all of that question in time. So let's start. Here is Shinohara-san, Dr. Shinohara's initial briefing about this part one.
Okay, thank you very much, Matsushima-san. So about a few minutes, I will introduce Mr. Bratton, and I will explain the reason why we invite Mr. Bratton. So I hope Benjamin Bratton will investigate on the artificial reality of our planetary condition upon which we can become viable. In the age of Anthropocene, such conception is consonant with the idea of artificiality and Copernican turn and the decentering of human. Before the lecture, I would like to explain why we invite Professor Bratton. So, firstly, I'm interested in, so for myself, I'm interested in the theme of Anthropocene as a problem of thought. And since the publication of Benjamin's book, Stuck, I have been inspired by his thought. So I and Kotaro Okada decided that we should invite him to our meeting. So thank you for accepting our invitation, Mr. Bratton. So firstly, I am fascinated by his idea of post-Anthropocene and mature alienation. It might have something to do with his idea of artificial planetarism, Copernican turn. The reason why I love his idea of artificial, I love his idea is that it gives us very important standpoint that is quite contrary to the still predominant anthropocentric view, according to which the problem of the Anthropocene concerns the human alienation from the natural world and the loss of metabolic relation with nature. Contrary to this view, he defines the post-Anthropocene in relation to a mature alienation from human history and anthropogenic time and scale. And secondly, I am intrigued by his claim that the response to anthropogenic climate change must be equally anthropogenic, since the idea of sustainability, which provokes that the harmonious relationship between nature and human should be recovered, is still dominant in the global public sphere. Many people feel that anthropogenic response to the climate change is unacceptable. But I want to know the reason why he can accept that idea. And thirdly, I agree with his idea of the planetarity because it is directed to the materiality of the planet within which human beings are interconnected with various beings, including animals and machines. So it might be applicable to our common predicament caused by the COVID-19. Besides this point, there are many topics that I want to ask to him. For example, Fukushima nuclear plant, the relationship between technology and cosmology, and so on. So, so today, I expect he will do imaginative, inspiring, and thought-provoking lecture. So please start it.